Good day and welcome to ICT in. So, we're saying that in comparison to the hardware, the software is less tangible. Less tangible means it's not something you can see or feel. Okay? So, it can be described as a series of detailed instructions that control the operation of a computer system. Now, these software come in the forms of programs which have been created by computer programmers, and that helps the computer to work as it should. Now, there are two major categories of software. Now, we have the systems software and application software. So in here in this slide, we break down the types of software like we're saying. We have the system software, which translates into the operating software and utility software. And also with application software, we have the package software and the tailored software. We will talk about this in the next slide, the following slides to come. So basically, the system software, as we mentioned earlier, manages and controls the operation of the computer itself. And it helps to perform tasks, on behalf of the user, the one who's using the computer. So these are inbuilt software that helps you to manipulate data or do anything, give certain commands on your own computer, okay? Now, the system software consists of three basic categories. And we said three basic. These are one, the operating systems, two, development programs, and three, utility programs. Okay, we're going to look at what are these, the operating systems, the development programs, utility programs, and what they help us to do. Now, some types of system software are the Windows that we now use. Windows have been developed severally. We've gone from XP, we've gone from Windows 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we're around 13 or so right now. We have the Mac OS, which is used by the MacBook and the Mac Air, the iPads. We have the Linux, and then we have the Unix. Now, these are all operating systems. So we have just talked about the systems software, and we would now want to talk about the applications software. Now, we're still talking about intangibles here. Like we said, the application software is a set of programs that enable users to perform specific information processing activities. We can say that again. Now, these application software allows the user to perform specific information processing activities. Okay? So you want to do a specific activity. The application software, that software is designed for you to perform that particular activity. It is not for general activities. Okay? Now, this can be divided further into two categories. We have the general purpose one, and then the application specific. So I don't want us to get confused about saying that the application software allows you to perform specific assignments or activities. It could be a wider range, but then those activities will be all you can do with that particular application. So we're saying the application software can be further divided into two categories. One, general purpose, and two, application specifics. Okay? Now, general purpose applications are programs that can be used to carry out a wide range of common tasks. Examples of these, general purpose applications are word processors. I mean, we use Word, or we use PowerPoint, or we use, emails, web browsers, spreadsheets, text editors, Excel. Now, such programs, help improve the efficiency of an individual, so that if you want to do anything mathematical, you want to do databases, it's easier to, or you want to do calculations, it's easier to use maybe an Excel platform. It helps improve your abilities, and it helps you do certain tasks which otherwise might be very difficult. Instead of adding up figures and picking up a calculator and adding up, you know, you can easily input figures, data into an Excel format, and it will do all the calculation for you, you know, easily. Okay? Or you want to create a document, instead of writing it, once you have put in, you know, the words, the things you need to type, we have the word processor which will do that for you and even correct the mistakes that you made. Now, these are examples of general purpose applications. Okay? And so basically, we have said that application-specific software, the application software, now comprise programs that are intended to serve a specific purpose or carry out certain clearly defined tasks or actions that we want to take. Okay? Now, some examples of an application software is, say, a payroll, a software designed to do payroll processing, or accounting software, or for, accounting management. There's several of such software available, and you can find examples. Now, that said, we want to delve into one particular situation. In application software, there are two types, basically. We have the general purpose ones, or what we call off-the-shelf applications, software, and then we have the custom-made software. So, what do we mean when we say off-the-shelf application software? Now, basically, some application programs are custom designed, others are not. They're made for a generality, a common denominator of people. Okay? Now, so for off-the-shelf, these are packaged applications which many people can use. Now, they do not speak to certain personal things that you need. Although they could satisfy them to a point, you cannot use those softwares. They are for general purpose. I would like to give an example of, say, the WhatsApp application. Now, WhatsApp is set up on our phones, or you can download them from, say, Google Play Store. Okay? Once you download the WhatsApp application, there are specific things it can do. You can either make calls with it, you can send messages to friends, you can receive messages from friends, you can send pictures or receive pictures. Okay? But then that is where it ends. You cannot do, say, payroll processing with your WhatsApp. No. Okay? So the one who designed the WhatsApp designed it for a certain purpose. So you have a variety. You can make phone calls, okay, over the internet. You can send pictures. You can send messages to friends. Now, that is what the application was meant for. You cannot use it for any other thing else. And so this is why we call them off the shelf. You just buy it and use it as such. Once you buy a product from the shelf, where we derive the name, you go to ShopRite, you go to a store, and then you have things packed on the shelf. You pick up as it is, and then buy as it is. There are instructions on the back, or it has contents on the back which tells you what are the inputs into that particular thing you've bought. And that it is what you get, nothing else. Now, so that for you is the off-the-shelf application. Now, the custom designed application is one that speaks to specific activities that you require for a particular purpose. So, if your company does freight forwarding, you know the processes that you use in a day, that the things that you go through. Basically, on receipt of documents from a client, you know that you have to maybe enter these documents into the ICOMS or the new customs system. As for valuation, do a declaration, make payments to the shipping lines, make payments to banks, regulatory agencies, go to the shipping line for releases, the ports authorities or